Good evening, everybody. Welcome to a Sunday edition of lsfl4u broadcast. Good to see you. If you're joining in, it's Thanksgiving just around the corner. Wow, this year has flown by. This year has really flown by. So hope everyone's doing well. The weather's been okay. We haven't been dipping into the real cold, but I think this week is. And I know it's kind of been out for a while. There's a lot going on. The craft fair is going on. A lot of stuff going on. So anyway, welcome. And I know I should probably talk about Thanksgiving, but I might do that at a later time. But I want to talk about difficult people, toxic people to avoid. And they're everywhere, especially at work. So you just go into work, just mind your business, do your job. But doesn't it seem like there's always someone that thinks they're God's gift to every the job? They're better than everyone else. Let's see. You know, they do nothing wrong. They throw you under the bus every chance they get or make you look bad. Me, I keep silent or come up sometimes with some sarcastic comeback. And I always say, look past that person and look to Jesus. Amen. But boy, it is easier said than done when you got a person where you shouldn't have to go to work and watch every little move you make. No matter what you do, what you say. It's like you go in and like they just look for a chance to make you look bad or something like that. Why? I don't know. That's just what it is. Sometimes you might be targeted by these people. I don't know. But just, I know it's stressful because you don't want to go into a job or anywhere and feel like you're being watched like that. And you do one little thing, they're going to go off to their a coordinator or a manager, and they're going to narc on you. They're going to really make you look bad, or go to someone like that. Well, you should defend yourself, absolutely. But at the same time, I don't know what they're talking about. What's their problem? I'm just doing my job. I'm just there. I don't know, what's the problem? So, and just pray, okay? And I need to look it up. And if I haven't mentioned it on another broadcast, this is a little something that I would like you guys to do every morning on the way to work. We say it at group every week. Let's see, I'm going to look it up here. And this is a little prayer that you should say every day. Okay? Write it down, look it up. And look it up. Okay. And it's called the Serenity Prayer. And you should say this or listen to it and read along with it or listen to it. Look it up in your car on the way to work. Every day, say this prayer. And this is the Serenity Prayer. So when It's bad when you don't even want to go into work anymore because you're tired of the stupid bureaucratic crap and the nitpicking in the little that people do. If you're a no drama person like me, I stay out of it. I stay out of all the drama and all the stupid, just stupid, you know. But you got to look past that. Like I said, there's something not right with that person. Something has happened to them to make them do what they do. And understanding is so hard, and being patient is so hard. Yes. But we have to remember God's patient with us. As much as I screw up and fall on my face, I get right back up and I keep going. So every morning on the way to work, I say this prayer. And sometimes during the day, I'll say it. I'll say it to myself. Maybe, sometimes 2, 3 times a day, maybe none. But once, at least once every day to work. Every morning, I try to say this prayer, right? So look it up, write it down, listen to it on the way to work, whatever, in the morning. This is God. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Living one day at a time, living one moment at a time, accepting hardship as a pathway to peace, taking as Jesus did the sinful world as it is, not as I would like it, or not as I would have it. Trusting that Jesus will make all things right if I surrender to his will, that I may be reasonably happy in this life and supremely happy in the next. All right, look this up. There's several versions of it, but it's basically the same thing. All right. And then there's a short form, which, I have rings that says this on it, Serenity Prayer rings, but it's a short version. That ring would take up two ring sizes here thick just to put the whole thing on. But the short version is, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Even just something every day. God grant me the serenity, the peace. And when you go in against toxic people, for me, I'm telling you, it really helps. It really helps no matter how bad your day is going, no matter how much it seems like they're jumping on you or getting on your butt about stuff, no matter what you do, it seems like it's wrong. And you're just having one of those days, stop. Just stop yourself either on lunch, break, and say that prayer. God grant me the serenity. God grant me that peace because I want to climb a tree and throw my feces. I am so ticked off right now. I'm sick of but you're not working for them. You're working with them, your coworkers. You have a coordinator, you have a manager, you have a boss, but you don't work for them. You work with them. And I learned first and foremost, you're working for God. And boy, I have to remember that more and more often. That in the end, I know the end. I know where I'm going. I know it's going to happen. But as we're here dealing with family, dealing with work, with the kids, just life in general, all right, Satan has thrown so much at us to mess us up, to trip us up, to not want God in our lives, to ask God what we need, because God is just waiting. So no matter what you do, especially at work, is not to come in with a I don't care attitude anymore, which is very hard and difficult to do also. It's that just remember, you don't work for anybody. You work with them. Someone else signs your paycheck when you work for somebody. Someone else signs that paycheck, not your coworker. The day that coworker signs your check, okay, it's different now. You know, they're the owner of the company, or they're a coordinator now, or they're a manager now, and if they sign your paycheck, then you're working. You work for them in the company. They sign your paycheck, but your coworkers do not sign your paycheck. So that does not mean you have to take it, or you don't have to, you know. But in order to keep the peace and keep out of the drama, I think some of us would rather just, you know what, I'm going to blow this off. I'm going to blow them off. I'm not going to answer. I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to do anything. Go ahead. Keep trying to throw me under the bus. Keep trying to make me look bad. Those people, believe me, what goes around comes around. Treat others how you want to be treated, the golden rule. Pretty simple. And if you can't go into your own job and people can't treat you how they want to be treated, so why can't you treat them back the same way? Because if you do, they will make your life even more difficult, and they will retaliate. Am I right, or am I, please comment something, if you think you're in the same situation or you see it too. But don't get involved in this drama. Leave it, let them go. Don't get involved. You're there for that's your job. That's your job. So there's toxic people, and we've all mostly have heard about it. So I just want to go and just go over them for this evening. And so don't worry, it's just how your attitude, it's your attitude. If you let that affect you, and like I said, it is the most difficult thing not to let it affect you, because like I have to go in and I have to worry about or watch every little move I make, everything I say. You shouldn't have to go to work and feel that way. That's not going, that is not an enjoyable experience. That makes your life even more in this world, which we are not to be part of. So we really have to watch, and not care, don't, we have to care, because remember, we're not working for anybody but God, and no one's better. No one's, and if they want to think they are, let them think they're the greatest thing there. That if they're not there, the place will fall apart. Let them think that. Let people think that. So anyway, that serenity prayer, say that every day. Say that. Say that every day. Like I said, listen to it on the way to work. If you need to say it a couple times during the day, just that short version. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, and the wisdom to know the difference. And if it's hard for you to memorize for a while, just, God, let me except the things that I cannot change, and grant me the wisdom to know that hardship is a way to peace, and taking as Jesus did the sinful world, living one day at a time, living one moment at a time. So I may be reasonably happy in this life and extremely happy in the next. So just say it every day. Chocolate. All right. So you're dealing with difficult, toxic people. All right. I need to make this bigger if I can. I think it's good. So first, you have people who gossip. Gossipers derive pleasure from other people's misfortunes. It might be fun to peer into someone else's personal or professional faux pas at first, but over time, it gets tiring, makes you feel gross, and hurts other people. There are too many positives out there and too much to learn from interesting people to waste your time talking about the misfortune of others or just plain gossip. You know, I don't know what else to say. There's always going to be gossip. There is, then, why don't you just go to the person? Because see, the stories are never on, or they're never right, or they're never, oh, I heard this and this. Oh, I heard this and this. Well, did you hear that this and this? And it's like, you know what? Stop. Whatever. Until it happens and comes down the line, just do what you do. Then you got the temperamental. Some people have absolutely no control over their emotions. They will lash out at you and project their feelings onto you, all the while thinking that you're the one causing their misery. Temperamental people are tough to dump from your life because their lack of control over their emotions make you feel bad for them. When push comes to shove, though, temperamental people will use you as their emotional toilet and should be avoided at all costs. That's why I said something must have happened to people to make them be the way they are. Either they were raised, either they just have no concept of how to treat other people. Maybe some people don't know how they treat other people. Maybe they just don't realize how they berate you or make you feel like you're just crap. Maybe they don't know it, and they have no control. See, you should look past that. That's the hard part. As you said, I've heard someone, my brother in Christ told me, look past them to Jesus. Yeah, it's really hard to do, but it's a practice that I should do on a daily basis. Or just one day I'm going to tell them, I feel sorry for you, and just walk away. I don't know. The victim. Victims are tough to identify because you initially empathize with their problems. But as time passes, you begin to realize that their time of need is all the time. But as time passes, you begin to realize that their time of need is all the time. Victims actively push away any personal responsibility by making every speed bump they encounter into an uncrossable mountain. They don't see tough times as opportunities to learn and grow from. Instead, they see them as an out. There's an old saying, pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. It perfectly captures the toxicity of the victim who chooses to suffer every time. Well, always me. This is always happening to me. This always is. You know, there's always going to be somebody that blames everything they're feeling or what they're going through on somebody else or something else. And you don't have time for that. You know, things happen to you too. They happen to me too. But I don't just go around, you know, dumping on people and going off on every little thing and every, you know, it's every it's every it's the world's fault. I'm a victim of the world and the way it is and the way I'm treated and you know, well, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. I don't know what to tell you, but anyway, you know, pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. That's life. We're going to go through some bad times and good times. But how do you handle it? How do you handle it? Now we have the self-absorbed. Self-absorbed people bring you down through the impassionate distance they maintain from other people. You can usually tell when you're hanging around self-absorbed people because you start to feel completely alone. This happens because as far as they're concerned, there's no point in having a real connection between them and anyone else. You're merely a tool used to build their self-esteem. Yeah. Not only absorb people, but it's all about them. I can't think of the word I was going to use. Like I said, it's all about them, their ego, or you know. But look past that. On all these toxic people, try to look past that and do feel sorry for them because something along their lives, something made them or something who they are, something, that maybe not their fault. Maybe you should call them out more often. Why do you keep trying to throw me under the bus? Why do you keep trying to make me look bad? To make yourself look better? Or you just don't like me? Then don't talk to me. Don't, unless you have to, don't, you know, I don't remember you don't work for your coworkers. So now we have the envious. To envious people, the grass is always greener somewhere else. Even when something great happens to envious people, they don't derive any satisfaction. They should be deriving their satisfaction from within. There's always someone out there who's doing better if you look hard enough. Spending too much time around envious people is dangerous because they teach you to trivialize your own accomplishments. You always say someone, oh, I always thinking I could do it better. Or, no one could be happy or for you or give any positive feedback. Either people are going to be jealous in some way or form, or they just, plain out don't like you for some reason. Like I said, try to, jealous of something, or I don't know. Can't explain the personality of people, and we can't always get along. That's just life. We're not always going to get along with everybody. It never will happen. Never will happen. You're not going to see eye to eye with everyone. So really, people are jealous. People want to keep up with the Joneses and keep up with everybody and do better. Oh, they got a new car. Well, I'm going to get a better car. I'm going to get a nicer car. I'm going to get a nicer SUV. I'm going to get there's always some, okay. Well, more power to you. More power to you. You know, that's great. So be happy for people. Don't be envious or jealous. So it's just stuff. We can't take it with us, right? When we pass away, we can't take it with you. So anyway, now we have people. Oh shoot, sorry, my transmitter just fell off my waist here. Sorry. Oops. And of course, it's all tangled. So I'll just stick it here. I apologize for that. Oops. Okay, anyway. Oh, man. Didn't expect that. I thought it was clipped. So now you have people who manipulate. Manipulators suck time and energy out of your life under the facade, I guess, of friendship. They can be tricky to deal with because they treat you like a friend. They know what you like, what makes you happy, and what you think is funny. But the difference is that they use this information as part of a hidden agenda. Manipulators always want something from you. And if you look back on your relationship with them, it's all take, 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 with little or no giving. They'll do anything to win you over just to say that they can, so they just to win you over just so they can work you over. And this just isn't people at work. This is even family will do this. Yeah, even family. And family will do this also. And that's sad. It really is. Pretty sad. So, anyway, yeah. And the thing is, people will try to take advantage of you in your good nature, you're easygoing, you're kind of a pushover, and some people will just feed on that and take advantage of it and take advantage of you, you know. But see, sometimes you just like, you always try to think you do the right thing, but then, like they say, they just take, 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 and they just set you up to kick you in, to just kick you right down and just, you know, stuff like that. It happens. So now we got the Dementor. This, I think, changed. This used to be something else, but they use this with the Harry Potter. Dementors are evil creatures that suck people's souls out of their bodies, leaving them merely as shells of humans. Whenever a Dementor enters the room, it goes dark. People get cold, and they begin to recall their worst memories. Rowling said that she developed the concept for Dementors based on highly negative people. The kind of people who have the ability to walk into a room and just suck the life right out of it. So you're in a room, you're with your coworkers, you're with your family, friends, and then that one person walks in and they open up their mouth and they start talking and they won't shut up. They just will go on and on and on. And you're just like, so much for our conversation, so much for us, so much for the camaraderie and so much for connecting and the communication and, actually enjoying what you're doing where you're at. Someone's just going to suck the life right out of it. And it's sad that things will be going really well. And then they enter the room and the whole mood of the room changes, whatever. It just changes. So they suck the life out of the room by imposing their negativity and pessimism upon everyone they encounter. Their viewpoints are always glass half empty, and they can inject fear and concern into even the most benign situations. A Notre Dame university study found that students assigned to roommates who thought negatively were far more likely to develop negative thinking and even depression themselves. So, no matter what other people do or say, don't let them suck the life out of you. Don't let them take your happiness or your joy or your happy place, whatever you want to call it. When you go into work in the morning and you tell yourself, I don't even want to go in anymore, that's when it's bad, I think, to get to that point where before you even walk in, you're already thinking, I got to watch what I do. I got to not talk. I have to watch what I do around this person, that person. That is not a healthy work environment. It is not healthy. It's sad, but it happens. And now you got the twisted. There are certain toxic people who have bad intentions, deriving deep satisfaction from the pain and misery of others. They are either out to hurt you, to make you feel bad, or to get something from you. Otherwise, they have no interest in you. The only good thing about this type is that you can spot their intentions quickly, which makes it that much faster to get them out of your life. And that's what I mean. There's someone like that, always one person like that, who is out to make you look bad, will throw you under the bus every chance they get, make you feel bad or whatever, and think they're inferior to you or think you work for them. Remember, you don't work for your coworkers. You work with them. The day they sign your paycheck, that changes. That changes. Right? So be pleasant as you can. Get with the people who are like you and not into that, and find, listen. Like just watch and listen for a long time at your job. Stay low key, and you'll see who's who, and you'll see right through them. So now I'm going to be really sarcastic. I don't know if I should do it or not, but I'm thinking of doing something at work, but I don't know. I don't know. Knowing me, I would get in more trouble, but I don't know. I'm thinking about it, but all right. And last but not least, people who are arrogant and, like I said, think they're better than you and everyone else. And their poop don't stink. They walk on water and everything they do is perfect. They're right in everything they do. You're an idiot. You don't do anything right. Whatever, right? The arrogant people are a waste of your time because they see everything you do as a personal challenge. Arrogant is false and is false confidence, and it always masks major insecurities. The University of Akron study found that arrogance is correlated with a slew of problems in the workplace. Arrogant people tend to be lower performers, more disagreeable, and have more cognitive problems than the average person. So remember, the people that are trying to make you look bad, throw you under the bus, talk to you like you're a piece of garbage, and try to make you look bad in front of other people, they have problems. They're the ones that have more issues, not you. So there's a reason why. See, and sometimes you got to figure that there's something. Why is that person like that? You know, that they just walk around thinking they're better, they know everything. You know, I think nobody knows anything. You know, no one's intelligent enough to figure things out or or be independent at their job, and it's just ridiculous. Okay, so the more irrational and off base someone is, the easier it should be for you to remove yourself from these little nitpicky petty stuff that these toxic people do. Quit trying to beat them at their own game. But sometimes, boy, you want to play that. I could play too, but no, be the bigger person. Be the bigger person. Distance yourself from them emotionally and approach your interactions with them like they're a science project, or you're their shrink if you prefer that analogy. You don't need to respond to the emotional chaos, only the facts. Good point. I need to remember that. That's what I'm trying to do too. Just, when they do that, just ignore it. Even when someone says, yeah, that's a good idea. All right, whatever. Cool. Well, why it should come from you, not them. So you got to let your employees, you know, also give them the freedom also. Just because they did doesn't mean you have to. Great. More power to them. That was your decision. Maybe they should, do your job too. They're so good, you know? So maintaining an emotional distance requires awareness. That's why I said keep silent, watch, and listen. You can't stop someone from pushing your buttons if you don't recognize when it's happening. Sometimes you'll find yourself in situations where you'll need to regroup and choose the best way forward. This is fine, and you shouldn't be afraid to buy yourself time to do so. That's something that, man, you just know this person drives you nuts, trying to just jab at you and just hit a nerve or get you to react. Don't react. That's what they want. That's what they want. Don't react to them. Don't say anything. Just go about and do your job. And yes, it is so difficult to do with toxic people. Well, like I said, I think there's definitely something wrong with them. And you got to remember that too. Or you can say, this is, did something happen to you did something happen to you? You know, did you grow up with problems? Sometimes you just want to say, you know, did, were you beat as a kid or something? Or were you abused? I don't know. Why are you such a jerk sometimes? Or why do you think you need to make yourself look better all the time? Or I'm not going to kiss anybody's butt. Get it? Oh, you need to kiss butt. No, you don't. Don't kiss anybody's butt. Ever. Be yourself. Don't think, you got to be in the ends and agree with people just to be accepted or get that promotion. You're a liar. You're just fooling yourself and you're a liar. Be who you are. If you're not a butt kisser, don't be a butt kisser. Don't go around trying to throw everybody else under the bus to make yourself look better. There's no need. Why? Well, if you don't get that promotion, okay, well, there's a door that's going to open because that's how it works. And I'm telling you, don't be angry or jealous if someone else gets a position or something, or if you told you can never do something. Think of it, it's a blessing in disguise that God's telling you this isn't for you. And now that I look back, I would never want to do that job. I'm glad I didn't go to get, I'm glad I didn't. Now I see how it is. I wouldn't be able to do it. It would drive me nuts. I would probably wind up either leaving, quitting, or something, or just stepping down. I'm not doing this. I can't do this because there's a reason. And God's looking out for you. So God will put you in the position and place you need to be every time. So no matter what people do or throw at you or try to make you look bad like these toxic people, just smile and move on. Don't let them keep you back and put them in their world with their petty, pathetic misery, whatever, blaming everything on everybody and everything. And, oh, always me, from the victim to the mentor, to the manipulator. It's, pretty sad. It really is. Um, it really is. It's, but that's all. It's just something I really felt I needed to talk about. And this close to Thanksgiving and the holidays, we're supposed to be cheerful. It's supposed to be a time of blessings and things like that. But then it's hard to, when you got a bunch of people like that you work around, or your family or friend or somebody, always something, nothing is going to just stay normal, right? But don't stress, don't worry. And remember, say that prayer. Get into that serenity prayer and say it every day on the way to work or on the way, whatever you're doing. It doesn't matter where you're at, what you're doing, say it. God grant me the serenity. God grant me the peace to not want to, just lose it and just voice my, you know, how stupid things are. Because look at Jesus when he was here. Can you imagine Jesus just shaking his head thinking, oh man, this really got messed up. But I'm here and I'm going to make it right. And he did. So there's always going to be people who hate you, that don't like you, that will try to throw you under the bus and make you look bad all the time. Move on. Don't respond. Don't get into, let them do what they want to do. Go ahead. Let's see how that works out for you. More power to you if it does. So anyway, that's all I got. And that's just something that was bugging me, and a topic that I wanted to touch on, especially being this close to holidays coming up. And, it's been a weird year. I don't know about you, but it's just been really, man, in just a aggravating way. And you really have to just step back, take a deep breath, and just look. I always say to look at the big picture. Just don't look what's happening here or there or now, but look at the big picture. When your job talks about, downsizing or closing positions up, you might have to be moved. You might have to, you know what? That's the gossip. Whatever. When that, you'll be able to deal with it when you get to that bridge, right? So there's no sense in worrying about it, thinking about it, or anything. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Why worry? Why think about it? Just you'll get to it when it comes. Right? So don't stress. Just let these people be who they want to be too. And try to be cordial, yes, try to be professional. But that doesn't mean, you're not going to see eye to eye with everyone. And that's just how it is. You're not going to see eye to eye to everybody. But when they force their ideals and their way on you to think, and their way is better than every other way, and your way is, okay, fine. There's ways to handle everything like that. And there's ways to handle that. Just do the best you can. And remember, you are not working for your coworkers. You're working for God. And the person, like I said, they don't sign your paycheck. So there's no reason for them to treat you that you should treat anybody like that you're better or arrogant or any of this toxic personality, that you just walk around your nut thinking you're just everything to everybody and you're the best, you're so much more. Then why are you here? If you're that much better, why are you here? It's another question I felt like asking. Why are you here? If you're better than everyone else, why are you here? And they just think no matter what they do, no matter what they say and how they do it, it's right. It's perfect. Whatever. That's what they believe. And it's the only way. All right. But I'm going to do things and be myself on how I approach people. Because I want people to just be real. I don't want a bunch of any of these toxic personalities. Just go about your business. Leave me alone then. Because I'm not going to fall into it. So don't fall into it. So anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about tonight. because it was bugging me. It was not bugging me, but just something that I think sometimes we need to hear. We need to hear that sometimes because like I said, we're not getting along. We're not going to get along with everybody, and that's okay. Even if you have to work with someone, deal with it the best you can because apparently sometimes no matter how many people go and complain about this person, they're not going anywhere, are they? They're still there. They're still in. But eventually, what goes around comes around. And I'm a firm believer in that because God is in control and God will see everything through no matter what. So trust Him. Trust Him. Let them dig their, let them be that way. But that doesn't mean you have to be that way back or you just ignore it and not get involved. And like I said, is sometimes you just want to, you want to, you just feel like you just want to rant and go off on them. Who do and just tell them, you know, what's your problem? If you got a problem, let's get it. What's your problem? So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. And remember, don't let these people ruin your good time and who you are and what you're about. Don't fall into the world and these toxic people because that's what they're being shown on TV. That's what that's what the world is handing them. That's what Satan is handing out. You don't have to don't take it. You don't have to. So you have a choice. You have a free will and a free choice how to deal with it. All right. So anyway, any comments, anything would be awesome. If you have anything, um, if you have any comments or someone like that you work with, just remember, you know, you're not the only person that goes and has to deal with toxic people, regardless if it's at work, your family, you know, it is what it is in this life. And it's just how you deal with it. So anyway, have a blessed Thanksgiving and I'll be back soon. We're going to have another Bible. We'll keep going. We'll have our Bible talk and I'll have more positive news stories, topics to talk about. We'll just kind of keep going. I think this is coming up on like my 6th year doing this, believe it or not. And I'm still doing this. So I still love doing it. And God's really blessed me with it. And I hope this helps. And I hope this helps you grow. And I hope this makes you a better person in your relationship with God and the truth, you know. So anyway, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And like I said, maybe I'll come back and we'll go over we'll talk about Thanksgiving. If I haven't already, I'll check my file. I'll check my videos and make sure I didn't already talk about Thanksgiving. But if not, I will. We'll talk about Thanksgiving. A little background, history, little tidbits of what actually Thanksgiving was. That a lot of this you're not taught in school. or you're taught wrong. I'm finding out so much more that I'm out of school than I did when I was in school. It's like, wow, you know, I was never taught this. Why? Think about it. So anyway, um, I hope this is a blessing to you. Absolutely. I hope this is a blessing to you. And let's see, I need to find. Okay, and there it is. I had to enlarge the screen here. So anyway, um, I appreciate you being here and being part of this, and I hope you enjoy it. And I hope this is, and if you have any comments or topic suggestions, please send them in. But I'm just going to keep going what I'm doing and make sure, I'm doing the shirts and the sublimation and stuff like that. I do all this now, and the hats and tumblers and coasters and mouse pads and hoodies and sweatshirts and water bottles, and let's see, what else do I do? Aprons, handbags, totes, stuff, like all kinds of different things. So, and you can check that out at msavio66.wix.com/life skills for life, and spell the whole thing out. And you can see some stuff. I need to take more. I'm going to take more pictures and update, because I'm always doing now that the Christmas shows, the craft, shows are going on now. So we got one on the 7th at Butler Hill, and 55 at the Lutheran School, Abiding Lutheran School. So if you're local in the area, December 7th. It's a Saturday, and I believe it's from 9 to 3. So you might want to, check that about. I think it's from 9 to 3. All right. So check that out. And people make some really neat stuff. I'm telling you. I just, really neat stuff that people do. All kinds of stuff. You know, she'll think, I don't know what to get someone for Christmas. Well, there you go. And I always thought that too. I went to the flea market, same thing. You know, I kind of miss going, stuff like that, craft shows and people selling their stuff, you know. Always find something. Always find something that you see. And the thing is, I customize everything. So if you want something specific on a shirt or a tumbler or whatever, I can do it. You want, I can do it. So anyway, remember that, and we'll just keep going. Amen. And remember that serenity prayer every day, no matter how many times you need to say it. Say it. Say part of it, all of it, whatever you remember, and finally memorize it, whatever. But just ask God to give you the serenity and peace with this world's going on and everything going, because, rely on Him. Amen. Amen. Okay. Anyway, thank you so much. We'll see you soon. God bless, and take care. Have a nice, blessed Thanksgiving. Remember what we're giving Thanksgiving for. Be thankful for what we have, what God's given us, the blessings we have, the roof over our heads, and think of also the people who don't. There's so many homeless, poor people, and it seems like no matter how much your church, your charities help, there's always, it's like Jesus said, we will always have poor, we will always have homeless, but we need to find ways to help them too, and help these people out. So guilty as charged on that. because I don't quite know how to approach someone on a corner with a sign, So anyway, God bless and thank you. And yeah, we'll catch up soon. So just hang in there, stay strong. Don't let things bother you and bring you down. Amen. All right. So anyway, thank you. Have a blessed Thanksgiving, and we'll come back and we'll keep going and have more what we're doing. Enjoy it. Love doing it. It's a blessing. So have a nice evening. Enjoy your week. Have a nice Thanksgiving. And see you next time. Good night.